Good afternoon, everyone. Glad to have you with us alongside Paulie, Scibilia. I'm Infanti as we welcome you into a Wednesday edition of Orange Nation, game day edition of the show. The Orange and the Louisville Cardinals tonight inside the Dome. We will get to the match game coming up at 1 o'clock. Our good friend Dan from the Wildcat Sports Pub will join us at 1:30 as he does every Wednesday throughout the season. But we open the show by welcoming in a very special guest. We are pleased to be joined by the new head coach of the SU football program, Fran Brown, joining us here in studio. Coach, it's great to catch up with you. I know that you've only been on the job, 2 months, whatever it's been. Yep. You've been on the road quite a bit. How do you and your family like living in Syracuse here so far?
Well, I like it a lot. My wife's on the way. Go back and pick them up in another week or so, and then they'll be here in about 2 weeks. But I enjoy it. I like it a lot. They've enjoyed it when they've been here to visit back and forth. So, I mean, it's home. We understanding that. She's making it home, making it feel good, taking care of the house the way it needs to be. So that way when she comes here, they're able to just relax and be at home.
All right, when you got the job, John Wildhack said, this guy is an elite recruiter. And you have delivered on that promise. There are a lot of people around town that have the same question. How? How has he done this? I mean, in 2 months' time, you have created an excitement around here that we haven't seen in this town regarding Syracuse football in a long time. How have you been able to accomplish that in such a short period of time?
Just being myself, and I think I fit in with Syracuse. When you really think about Syracuse and you go around and you see everything, when you run through Salt City and just understanding what it is, the people are genuine, and they just want someone that's real, someone that understands them. And then when there's recruits coming in, and the recruits having the opportunity to see what we're building, and they get a chance to be a part of something special right ahead and something that's genuine. A lot of coaches and guys recruit, and they give this recruit talk, and I think they can. They're starting to be able to see through the BS once you talk to me after talking to them, or once you talk to Coach Robinson or Ross Douglas or Jeff Nixon and all Nunzio Campanelli. We just got so many guys on our staff that I think are genuine. So when you're hearing us talk to you and it's about your life, it's kind of like, okay, I don't got time to hear that other stuff no more.
When your guys are out on the road, what is the perception of Syracuse football amongst high school coaches and the people that you're talking to?
At first, it was, Syracuse ball. Then once they seen what was going on, and I'm coming in there. See, I don't go and look at another program as a bigger program than we are. No, we all on the same page, and that's what we're here to do. And as we're in it now, we're the main event. I'm not going to be second to anyone. And I think that when you look at things that way and you feel that you're the main event and you want guys to understand that, in order for you to be the main event, you got to walk in there with that walk and talk that talk. So just making sure that we're able to do that. And we're willing to compete with anybody. I'm not saying we're going to win every recruit. We want to get every kid. Things don't happen that way. But we're going to compete, and you're going to understand and know that you're competing against us.
There's been a perception among Syracuse football fans that we haven't been able to recruit this area, like New York, New Jersey and stuff. How important is that to you to get the kids within the 4-hour radius of Syracuse?
It's our backyard. I mean, you going to let other people come play in your backyard, or you going to play in your backyard? At the end of the day, this is our backyard. We're going to compete for those guys. Some kids going to want to go away because that's just the nature of the business, the family dynamic. But for the most part, we're going to have the pick of the litter. We're going to pick who we want. We're going to be able to compete to have those kids want to stay home and they want to get an education. Now, when you stand here at Syracuse, it's not just about football right now. 4 years, we're looking at 40 years down the line. With the connectivity here, all the things that can happen. Huge alumni base all across America. As you start to really dive into Syracuse, and I know you guys been able to used to watch social media lately.
Sure,
picked up. It's
a little bit, or a lot.
As it's picking up, we just want to follow with the past, and follow Pascaloni, like I said, rest in peace, DeLeon, and what Coach Boeheim has done here for a long time, and that's what the basketball coach is now getting a chance to work alongside of Felicia and Avon. It's archery. It's pretty cool to be able to just do this and be a part of this right now.
And it's obviously not just you out there on the road recruiting. Your staff has been, working tirelessly the last couple of months to put this class together that, culminates today with another signing day. How important was it for you, Coach, to get in here to identify a staff quickly, to get those guys on the job and out on the road recruiting so that you could put this class together in a short period of time?
It was extremely important. It was, just the number one thing for me was getting Elijah Robinson. Just because we grew up together. And then on top of that, he's a fine, detailed football coach. that's why he damn near got the job at A&M, where he was the interim for a while. But being able to get such a great, fine, detailed football coach who can also recruit, getting him, I was like, freak. I was upset. I was sweating, thinking it wasn't going to happen. Like, yo, but he told me from the beginning, bro, I'm coming. But it's like, okay, yeah, you say that. Sign the damn paper. You know what I'm saying? He goes sign the paper. Like, I hear you. I just want to finish this out the right way over here at A&M. And I was respecting that, but in the same sense, it was like getting him. And then once we got him, and then we were able to get Nick Williams, who I think is a really, really good football coach. But, I mean, this dude can recruit. Like, you know, and we compete, man. I'm going to go at it with him right now. We talk trash to each other about who's going to do what and batting averages and different pieces of that nature. So being able to get him, and then our coordinators, you know, Jeff Nixon and Nuns and Mike Johnson wanting to stay was more important probably outside of the other guys, just getting those two to stay because they were able to identify the football team. Nuns being the interim head coach for some time, and then Mike Johnson being a former coordinator for the Atlanta Falcons, for the San Francisco 49ers. His mindset in football of being able to keep that here, that was just as important. And then knowing that, damn, I get around him. Dang, Mike Johnson can recruit. Okay, that's a plus. Now I'm going to sell that. Oh, you mean he coached Julio? And so, you know, it's different things of that nature that we have going for us. But, I mean, getting the staff was more important than having me because those guys are going to do most of the work. You know, those are the guys that's going to be out in the field doing things, and I get to talking. That at certain times now they keep me locked in. You can't go out as much as you would as a position coach. But, I mean, it was pretty fun to get the staff here.
You mentioned the term batting average when you were talking about recruiting and talking trash. That was the exact analogy I wanted to ask you about. What is a good batting average for a coach when you're recruiting somebody? Because recruiting in Syracuse football, like the average fan is usually paying attention to Jim Boeheim's basketball team at this point, you know, back in the past few years, and now Adrian Autry's. What is a good batting average for a coach when you're going out there to get a kid to come to your school when you're recruiting him?
I'll go as like, you're going to recruit 5 kids, you better be able to get 2. Yeah, we got to be able to get 2. So, like, if we're talking batting average now, if you're hitting 4 out of 10, you Hall of Famer, right?
Yeah.
But that's a little bit different. But Kirby Smart taught me that, man. Coach Smart was like, when I was trying to get the job there for him, and I interviewed, and then we talked about players, and I told him what we'd go at, and he said, well, I want this. We got this guy, and that guy. Those 4 on the board. What can you go? I said 50%. Okay, you better go 50% then. I ended up going 80%, but in the same sense, it's like, okay, yeah, we won't be able to do this.
And what's the batting average for kids when you actually do land them? How many of them actually end up living up to the hype they were and making the transition to being a decent football player?
Probably 7 out of 10. You look at it, but it's more than that. It's showing them how to be a man. The faster they could become a man, the quicker that you'll have an opportunity of actually getting something from them, football-wise. Because, like, our job is to equip and inspire. You know what I mean? As coaches, we're going to equip you, inspire you to continue to get better, to continue to do the things that are needed. But if they become men, like they're going to class all the time, they're making all their appointments, they're doing all the things they're supposed to do, then you're probably going to get them to do the right thing on the football field. Whether they be this All-American 3-and-out guy that every kid wants to be, that's not realistic, you know. But being able to get them to do that, I would say you're probably going to get, if you're a good football coach, for them to show up on the field, you should get at least 6 to 7 out of 10 guys that are going to be able to play for you. You're thankful they was there. You're doing all the right things. The other 3 may not play, but as long as you get them a degree, then they were successful also. You know, because at the end of the day, that's what we want. You know, we're going to have more guys get degrees and be able to come back and talk about how you impacted their lives. So they may not have been successful on the field, but they're going to be success off the field, which could ultimately help you later on, because life after football, they may make more money than the guys that were playing, you know.
And you're not just talking the talk, you walk the walk. We had John Wildhack on News Channel 9 a couple weeks back, and he said the very first meeting you had after you started, after they introduced you to the media, was with the academic staff, and you talked to them for 90 minutes to 2 hours and very detailed about what you're looking for. You know, you talk about this is about more than just football. This is about building men and making sure they're getting their degrees and they've got a career after football is over. Is that part of the sales pitch? Not to give away, you know, any of your secrets.
It's not really a sales pitch. I got a son in college, and if he's not getting taught how to be a man If he's not going to class, taking it serious, trying to get educated, and that's not being shown to him by his position coach, the head football coach, then we got a problem.
Right.
Because I'm sending my son off to you as a young man to be able to leave a man. And I'm not, you guys understand karma, right?
Sure.
It comes back on your
Sure, of course.
So I'm going to do everything I'm supposed to of taking care of everyone else's because I don't need that karma to come back.
Right, right. And I would imagine that resonates with the parents too, right?
I mean, you should understand it, but I just do it. And then you
Right.
can go and call and talk to the kids from the past, talk to all of them. I'm always on them about the classwork. Like I was just yesterday, since we started class, because I just seen one late last night as I was going through the schedule, we had 3 guys miss class the entire semester so far. And one, there was a reason why. The other 2, you miss. Why'd you miss? So there's an issue with that. You know what I mean? We can't have that. You got to be on time. You got to sit in the first 2 rows. See, a lot of people say that, and that's the pitch to the coach.
Right.
Go ask the professors.
Right.
Ask them where our players are. Ask them how they dress when they come to class. You know, see all those different things. Like, so you're not just going to have guys that are football players coming in with the hoodies on and we just chill and sit back. No, we're going to be in the front of the class and we want to compete with you guys also. Don't think just because I play football that you're going to be the better student. If you compete at everything, when it's time to go on the field Saturday, then we should be able to compete and we'll be ready to compete because that's what we do on a regular basis.
Makes a lot of sense. We're not going to spend a lot of time talking about individual players. I don't really want to get into that, but this program needed a quarterback. You went out and you got a quarterback and a really good one at that in Kyle McCord from Ohio State. What was it about him that made him the right fit for what you want to do offensively?
I got to know Kyle personally, and Kyle's a winner. He's won in Little League. I don't even know if he lost in high school ever. And then he went to college and they won. You know, like that program he was at was a winning program. It's a winning program. And then when he was at the helm himself, they won. They were 11-1, if I'm not mistaken. 11-1, 25 touchdown passes.
Play away from going undefeated.
3,000, almost a play away. Yeah, exactly. So why would you not want a winner? You know, and I look at this thing, it's like Kyle's been winning his whole life. My wife actually worked with his father. My wife does anesthesia. She's a nurse anesthetist, and his father works in the hospital setting also. So they met a while ago. My wife, when he was little, told me there was a kid that was really good. His dad told me, I said, okay, everyone's
Right.
And then it happened to be Kyle McCord. Now, Kyle played with our offensive coordinator's son when they were in Little League. They played together. Dunzio Campanelli is known for training all the top quarterbacks in Jersey and all over. Got a bunch of guys in the pros. So it was a lot of guys that were connected to it. So as soon as I got the job, I seen Kyle hit the portal. I was there that night. So we was there that same night, making sure, like, okay, Kyle, this is what we need. This is my vision. This is where we're at. And it wasn't a call him every day either. This the vision. This is where we're going to go. You got to see what's up. Because I'm not a BS recruiter, and I call you every day, and I'm going to text your mom in the morning, good morning. Like, I'm not texting your wife good morning just because, like, we're not doing all that. So it was just like Kyle's a man. His father's a man. His mom was a great woman. And they saw the vision. They felt this would be the best place for him to be successful because he had a bunch of other offers and places he could have went that were, before we started to do this, you would have said, I would go there and not Syracuse. So now, I switched it around. So, we had to get the guy that I felt is a winner. He's won his whole life. Our players are already following him. He's a leader. Nothing goes on without Kyle. And he's doing the right thing. And he's bringing Braden, Carlos, and all those young guys along. So just the way that he's leading and letting them know it's competition. So I think that's pretty cool.
What's been the biggest surprise to you as a head coach? It's your first time being a head coach. What's the biggest difference from where you were to now?
Just making sure I give my wife the time she needs so she don't cuss me out. Just for real. Like, just with my wife, them being away and just wanting to see. I got a 2-year-old daughter. So even when I was working at Rutgers University and when we just had her, I would ride home. We'll get done late as heck. So I would still take an hour drive home every night just to be able to kiss her, just to be able to see them. Because I always just wanted to see my daughter, just because it's my first daughter. Got 11-year-old son and I got 19-year-old son. But just being able to see her. So not seeing her right now has been a challenge. Everything else, guys, and I'm being honest with you, it's a lot that comes. I prayed for it. It's part of the game. So whatever you give me, like, I know God got my back. So I just bust my butt at it. I don't really worry about it. Everybody like, I know it's a lot. you're drinking out of a fire hose. I don't even know what the heck that means for keep hearing that fire hose. It's like,
sounds dangerous.
Great, yeah. It's like I'm just having fun. I'd rather it be me than somebody else.
Sure.
Because Wildhack has some decisions to make.
Yeah.
My man Wildhack picked me, so I'm excited about it. So whatever comes my way, I'm gonna just handle it. It's cool. I'd rather do this than be an assistant right now. So I'm in a good spot.
All right. Well, we're so glad that you're here, and we appreciate all the time you're giving us. You've agreed to do another segment with us, so we're going to take a quick time out. We're going to bring in Elijah Robinson in the next segment. So more with Fran Brown and Elijah Robinson coming up right after this on ESPN Radio.
Today's artist of the day on Orange Nation is Garth Brooks. It's his birthday today, and it's
my mom's favorite artist. That's you could say it. That's okay.
So that's why we're doing it.
All right. I appreciate you taking one for the team here. We are joined in studio by Fran Brown and by Elijah Robinson for this segment, new defensive coordinator here for the Orange. Coach Robinson, thanks so much for giving us a few minutes of your time as well. I'll start you off with the same question I started Coach Brown off with. How do you like Syracuse so far?
I'm loving it, man. I appreciate being here. Love the people, love the community. I'm just looking for a house now. I move the family there.
All right, we know the two of you go way back. Tell us about this relationship that you've got with Coach Brown, and I'm sure you had a lot of places you could go. You could have stayed at A&M. You decided to come here to Syracuse. What kind of put it over the top for you?
Yeah, like I said, we grew up together. Our family, our parents grew up together, and when he had the opportunity to lead his own program, I want to be a part of that to help him. And I'm grateful that he reached out to me and asked me to be a part of this thing, and I'm happy that he feels highly about me. But talking just our relationship, when I was a freshman, Coach Fran was a senior at Camden High School. He was the quarterback. He was the leader of the program. So ever since I met him, he's been a leader. Even in Little League for the Centerville Symbols, he's always been the guy that kind of led the program. And I'm just grateful to have a chance to be around, learned a lot from him, and I'm glad our paths came back together.
Now, you said that maybe the biggest recruit you've signed so far is the man to your left there. Why was he such an integral part of what you're trying to build here?
Just his passion. He's detailed. Just who he is as a father, husband, just a son. Just how he treats his sisters. Like, it's the stuff outside of football that I know that he does as a man that I respect more than just this part of it. But then when I see how detailed he is, just with coaching, and it takes countless hours, like with just extra little pieces that I won't say the extra things he does because that'll be giving away his secrets. But he's just a detailed, caring person, and he's passionate. And when you're on his good side, it's where you want to be at, So I'm excited about that. That's why, for me, it was.
Take a mental note of that, Paulie. Don't get on his bad side. Okay?
Don't.
What goes into being an assistant coach for you? What do you expect out of your guys? And, how important are they to the overall, product you put out on the field?
I expect them to run their group, like to be the head coach of their group, to do it the way they want to do it, to be themselves, not to try to be who I am, just to be themselves. Because I think that with all of our personalities together, when you look at all the guys we got on staff, everyone has their own personality, and that's what makes the staff, that's what makes us all fit. But I would just say, just compete. That's what it's really going to take to be a position coach with us or with myself. I always say us because me and him, we're doing this together. But just to be able to compete, be competitive at all times because I'm going to put the pressure on you to compete.
We haven't asked an X's and O's question yet, and people in the chat want to know what can people expect from Syracuse's defense coming up? What kind of stuff are you going to run, and what can they expect for defense?
Yeah, we want to just be a detailed group, be accountable to each other, be relentless, and be tough. And you always hear Coach Fran talk about DART. That's going to be the foundation of what we want to be and who we want to be. We want to keep it simple. We want to be aggressive. We want our players to play freely. We want to be on the edge of out of control as we're attacking people. But like I said, the biggest thing is we're going to always go back to our foundation, which is going to be DART.
So when Adrian Autry got the job, the first question everybody wanted to know, is he going to play man or is he going to continue to play zone? From a defensive perspective, I think a lot of people want to know, are you going to go back to 4-down linemen? We've been seeing, the 3-down linemen, the 3-3-5 formation here for a little bit. Is that a question you can answer at this time, or are we getting too detailed?
No, we're going to be multiple. We're going to do what's best for our guys, and we're going to put our guys in a position to be successful. So we got to continue to evaluate them. We got a great job being around them now. They're working hard, and we're looking forward to spring ball.
In terms of evaluating, you've got some key pieces coming back. Marlo Wax, Justin Barron, some guys that had opportunities to potentially move on or go other places. They decided to come back. Coach Brown, you talked about the importance of keeping somebody like Nunzio on staff because he was that bridge between the past and the future. Is that really important? I would imagine it is, to have a couple of not just really good football players, but a couple of leaders, back on the defensive side of the ball that can kind of show everybody the ropes.
Yeah, it's really important, and then it's also important that they trust in us right away because the other players on the team are watching to see what they do. So them being able to sit down with Coach Robinson when he got here and him show them the plan and tell them the vision along with our other coaches, Coach Rob and Coach Schaaf and Coach Williams, being able to tell those guys what we're going to do on defense and they being able to understand it, trust it, now they can pass the message. Because once those guys are able to pass the message, then the rest of the guys are going to follow those dudes. And, like we told them, I know it was, of course, everybody was after them to go into the portal and do different things. And I was like, if you go in the portal, you see this big defensive coordinator right here, he gonna come and get you. So, but they were not even interested in going once they got an opportunity of talking to us. It was kind of more so, let's just have fun. We good, coach. We in it. Let's rock. Let's go have some fun.
There's been a struggle over the past with Syracuse football of building depth in the program. How do you go about doing that? And in today's era of NIL and portal, is it possible to build depth at a school like Syracuse and keep players?
I think it's a struggle everywhere to be able to do it, but I think it's definitely possible here. I think we're already doing it when you go and start to look at each position and or who we have in all the positions. But it's how you treat people, It's all of how you treat people. Of course, Benjamin Franklin will continue to be undefeated in this world, so that always plays a part. But if there's not a large gap when it comes to financial piece of it, how are you treating me? I want to look at how I'm going to be treated. Of course, they might offer you this, but are you going to be treated the same way? Are you appreciated? Are you valued there? And I think that's extremely important when it comes. And a lot of these kids are still paying attention to that. If you look at how we're treating them right now and the things that they're doing, they enjoy it and love it. So if you come in to get our guys, you better be giving them millions of dollars to be able to go. And then if you come in, they want millions of dollars, guess what I'm going to tell you? If you can go get millions of dollars, good luck, man. Go
do it,
money, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you, So the portal, we feel we benefit from the portal, and we do feel we can build depth because of who we are as men.
Coach Robinson, you've known this man most of your life, as we've established. What do you want fans listening and watching to know about Fran Brown?
Like you said, he is who he said he is. What you guys seen since day one, that's who he is. He's caring, he cares about people. He wants to see people grow, not just in this profession, but however he can help you, he's going to help you. And that's genuine. He's a genuine person. He's a great father. He's a great husband. He's a great brother. He's a great friend. And one thing about him, I know this, he's going to be loyal. You're loyal to him, he's going to be loyal to you. And he's going to do everything to help you grow. He's going to do everything to make sure that you're doing things the right way. He's going to hold you accountable. And that's what I admire about him. He's a true leader.
All right, so we do 2 hours of sports talk radio every day, and one of the things we talk about is expectations, right? And we have fans call in, and we dissect the schedule. The schedule was released a couple weeks back, and everybody's going down the line. This is a win. This is a loss. This is a win. A lot of people are talking 8, 9, 10 wins. I mean, what is realistic, do you think, for Syracuse football in year one under Fran Brown?
To be able to dominate February, that's really all we got control over. So if I start to look at the season, then the players going to start to look at the season. Then we'll never get as strong as we can or as mentally tough as we can. So when it is time for you guys to see the product out on the football field in September, we won't be ready. So it's for us to grow mental toughness and to be where our feet are. And for the fans here to do the same thing and make sure that we're winning on February 7th. So if we can outwork them in the weight room, like we did community service this morning, and we continue to do this all the time, when you watch spring ball, you'll know if, okay, yeah, they got a lot better. And then you'll continue to see that through the rest of the spring ball. So I'm not saying this either. I don't really understand the whole schedule because I haven't looked at it all the way that thoroughly to pay attention to who we play. Because if I start looking at the schedule, then I'm going to be like everybody else and say, oh, we can do this. But then I'm going to be, just think of this. You got 10 hosts you about to compete against to see who's the best host.
Sure.
If I tell you you're gonna go 7-3, you want to pick which 3 can beat you?
No, thank you.
Fuck, it's soft.
Yeah.
So like I'm about to start thinking soft.
Right.
So I try to stay away from that and just dominate where I'm at. Because me to pick, hey, Fran, you think y'all could be 8-4? You might mess up our friendship because you're telling me that 4 people are tougher than me,
Right.
and that they're gonna beat me at that moment. So I understand things happen during the game, but I'm not gonna pick who I'm gonna lose to right now. That's like soft.
Yeah.
And that's not Syracuse. That makes sense?
It makes 100% sense to me.
That's kind of where I'm at when it comes to
I like that answer.
I got one more question for you. Spring game. That's the first time we're going to get to see this. It's traditionally been a, meh kind of thing in Syracuse. How do you get the fans to buy in also with this program as we move forward?
You want to see contact? You want to see people hit? You want to see touchdowns, interceptions, sacks, things of that nature? We're going to play football. So, like, we're out to compete. Guys are competing for jobs right now. This isn't just, okay, go out, you know who's playing. You guys said the names that y'all like, but you didn't see all these guys go and compete. No one's penciled in anything. No one's penciled in. So if someone else comes out to be able to compete, and they know that, like, you got to compete every day. We just had only 6 guys get their numbers. Everyone had their name on the back of their workout shirts, but no one has a number. You got to earn a number here. So guys were able to get some of their numbers on the back of their jerseys, but it's all work. Like, there is no entitlement here. And a lot of the things that going on, it's a lot of entitlement. We're trying to eliminate the entitlement so that way everything you get in life is earned. How do you win a national championship? Work. How do you become a millionaire? Work. Everyone talks about wealth. I want to be wealthy. I guess how all those wealthy people got wealthy.
Worked hard.
They worked. So, like, the secret ingredients is just to work. So as long as we work, we're going to get what we want to get, The X's and O's all play a part in that. But if I'm really, really tough, and you're really talented, but you don't work hard, at some point I'm going to bust your butt. And I only need to do it one time. And I was always told 1 point is a butt whipping. I don't want to say the other way they said it, but whether it's 50 or 1 point's a butt whipping.
I've bought in. I don't know about you, Paulie. I'm 100% in as well.
I'm going to do something unprecedented with the artist of the day. I'm going to allow the coaches to pick the next 2 artists of the day. So we'll get Coach Robinson's pick for Artist of the Day and Coach Brown's pick for Artist of the Day. So, Coach Robinson, your favorite band or musician will be our Artist of the Day tomorrow.
Man, this morning for the workout, RIP to Young Dolph.
All right. We'll do that. And then Coach Brown.
Oh, I'm going with Dirk. He just won the Grammy and all that, too, so I'm with Dirk. Artist of the Day. And then if you give me the next day, just so we can mellow it all out to keep it cool, everyone knows that, I mess with Jay-Z and 50 Cent. So, like, you got to split that up, those 2 guys.
All right, so 1 hour we'll give Jay-Z, and then 1 hour we'll go 50 Cent. He's the head football coach. He can do what he wants.
Well,
I know that's unprecedented, but he can do that.
Coach Autry's favorite artist, too, is
that's
Jay-Z.
Right.
So.
Yeah, you got to go with Hov. He set the culture, and then 50 Cent said that, hey, don't be shy. You don't got to run around and act shy. Just come in and work, and then you get what you want.
People want Coach Robinson to properly form tackle me, and I don't think that's very nice.
I think that would hurt. I think that would hurt more than the sharpshooter the other day. I think it would. Gentlemen, this was a whole lot of fun. Thanks so much for coming in. Thanks for your time. Get some rest. I know it's been tireless hours. We look forward to seeing some actual football in the spring game. I think a lot of people perked up when they heard that.
Spring game will be packed.
Yeah.
If you're not there, that's your fault. You better get there early. I think we got a lacrosse game before that also.
Yep.
So make sure you're at the lacrosse game because they're going to do a good job, and then you'll be there. And then after the spring game, it'll be extremely fun, and then the camp is going to be lit. So come have some fun with us.
We're looking forward to it. Coach Brown, thanks so much for your time. Coach Robinson,
thank you, guys.
We're going to take a time out here. We are back after this on ESPN Radio.
You can't miss a moment with